So this is a Harbor Freight tire changing tool. We're going to try this out today. This is a pretty nice set here. Got my dog trying to get in here. You know, the important thing about this tool is that you know, it's a $39 tire changing machine. It's not a $2,000 machine there. So you know, you can't expect much out of it, but you don't really need much just to get these off. And so this is more than adequate. You got to take your time on this stuff. You can't force it. Again, it's not super you know, super heavy duty, but for a little bit that you need to use it, should work fine. So we're going to try this out, see what we can do. I got it ready here for the bead breaker. I got my valve stem out, so we're going to just kind of push down on this, see what we can do. Kind of position it there a little bit. Let's twist this around a little bit. I keep kind of going around. Be careful of the valve stem. Let's see here. Let's keep twisting this thing. Eventually it should come off. These tires have got you know, an inner lip. So instead of just breaking them off the bead, you got to take them off the bead, and then there's another bead inside. That's why these things are so hard to get off. It's also why they charge you a fortune to the, you know, if you take them to a tire shop. A lot of places won't do them, bike shops and stuff. They'll charge you a fortune. Moving this around here. It's funny as I'm getting a lot of dirt on this thing. It must be inside the tire there from just getting the mud and stuff on it. Come on, get over there. Hi, folks. See, I got a different shirt on. It's a different day. I could not get these beads broken on these tires. I tried everything. Don't know if I was doing it wrong or not. So I ran these up to my local Blaine's Farm and Fleet, who installed these the first time. And they popped the beads on them for me. Didn't charge me a dime. But I was talking to the guy why I was having so much problem there is they use a bead sealer. He says sometimes that stuff gets out on like concrete. He says that's likely why I couldn't get it popped off. So anyway, they popped the beads off. I got to go ahead and pull these off the rims the rest of the way, and then we'll go ahead and get started on it. So I'm going to put these, yank my cable out here. I'll go ahead and clamp this thing down. Got me an extra tire iron from Harbor Freight while I was there. I put just a little bit of soap right around this edge here. Oh man, it's all, you You couldn't believe the inside of this rim here. It's just like nasty, full of dirt, trees and stuff like that from the roots. So basically on this here, we're going to go ahead and get this thing underneath the tire lip if we can. Get it wedged underneath there. Let me get one more thing here. I like to put a rag down. Just pull this up like so. Put me a little rag down there. Just pull that right around. And there we go. Now I got one side off here. Gonna take a chance. If you put these beads right in the center of the rim, that gives you a lot of more room. Sometimes you can just pull these off. So I'm gonna give it a shot. Might get lucky here. There we go. All right, so I got the tire off, which is nice. Go ahead and break this off here. Get rid of this rim. These rims weigh nothing. These factory rims, actually really nice rims here. All right. So this is one of the front ones here. I'm gonna go ahead and stick this one on. Lay that down in there. Tighten her up a little bit. All right. So we want to do first on this thing, so you can see all this crud here on this tire. We want to get all that crap off before we stick the new ones on there. It's dirt, mud. I think it's some of that bead lock stuff that they put on there the first time. Just want to make sure it's nice and clean here. All right, do this side. All right. So when you put these on, you got to make sure they're going the right direction. So these GBCs are not directional, but they are on the front ones. They got different tread design. So they both have to go in the same direction. So you want to be very careful when you put them on. You don't get on one going one way and one going the other. The rears, I don't think it makes a difference on. But I'm going to install this one here. I've got one already installed just so I could get a, make sure I knew how to work this thing a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of soap on this thing here. This rim here. You're nice and good, real good for me. Put a little bit on the back side, lip here. As long as I'm back here, I got the tire open. Soap everything up really good. All right. So if I got this thing going right, I think it should go like this. Let's see here. Actually not, it should go like this. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. So we should build on this. This is a single bead lock reel. Should just be able to push these on here. So if you don't have bead locks, the next step here, again, is you can kind of move this thing like this, try to push this down, stick the bar in there, and run the tire. Got bead locks there, so we don't need to do that. So I'm going to put just a little bit more soap here on the actual bead of this tire. And we should be ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead here and get our bead ring and bolt kit here ready. Okay, so I got this thing here up on the tire changer. I got the Schrader valve out, tire lubed, and we want to put a lot of air in here fast, and then listen for it to seat to bead. Now you don't want to do over 30, about 30 psi. I've got a regulator on my compressor. I've got a large air compressor. This is a little bit difficult getting in there, but it puts out a lot of air. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get this to go. It was a little tricky last time with these bead locks. It's very difficult to get the get everything in here. Check everything. Everything looks good and seated. Alrighty. So that's that. I'm gonna go ahead and finish doing these other ones, and then we'll put them on and install them there. But yeah, that's it. This Harbor Freight tire changing tool here is pretty good. Again, I couldn't break the thing off. I don't think it had nothing to do with this thing. I was literally, you know, doing something like you weren't supposed to. I was standing on this bar, which you shouldn't do because it's not designed for that. I actually had a C-clamp going on this thing. Then I had a separate tire iron there, and I mean, I was getting with it. That's how you break this thing. It's not designed for that. I just couldn't get the darn beads broken. So I don't know what to say on there. But again, they glued the things on. That's what the tire shop says, is you probably weren't going to get them off anyway. So anywho, you can see how easy it was to pull the tire off. It's easy to put it back on. With bead locks, it's even easier. The rear ones, they ain't got to do nothing. I just put these bead lock rings on there, and I'm done. So that's it. Again, if you're going to be doing tires very much at all, invest in one of these Harbor Freight tire changes. Probably a pretty good idea.